Hi, my name is A Paps, coming out of Flint, Michigan. I'm a hip-hop artist, singer, songwriter. I have my own company called Independent Grinders Magazine. I have a label I'm working on with a couple of my buddies. It's called Trill Kids Entertainment. And yeah, I actually had a job where I was working at a printing company, and we were printing magazines one day, and the idea just fucking hit me. And I'm like, I know a decent amount of artists in the city. And, I used to, when I first started off, my slogan, my motto was hard work pays off. And it seemed like Independent Grinders was kind of like a new way of that. And it kind of went hand to hand with it, like,
Yeah. It was like a way to take that magazine thing and also take your other thing. And
the magazine that just came about from the job. And I'm like, I know enough people, and had the idea one day. The next day, started messaging people, asking if they'd be interested or involved in it. And I posted a status on Facebook, and I got a pretty good response out of people. And less than a month from the idea, you had a actual copy of the magazine. I'm hoping to rekindle it, get it back going again in full strong with a better team. Because at first it was just myself, and I got a writer eventually, and she helps out a lot. And yeah, I mean, since it came out, people have seen that it was a real thing. They believed it more. It was just, a lot of people say that they're going to do things, and it was like, okay, boom, he's always going to make a magazine, and then, okay, there's actually a little real copy of a magazine. I mean, the sound I got right now, it's definitely, it's a mixture of everything that I've ever done, as well as newer artists that I listen to, and pretty much where my life is at right now. I'm more into singing and getting, I'm more into letting out my feelings and stuff like that, and I'm aiming more towards a female crowd. My Spotify playlist that I, my like list that I got all my stuff in, it'll play from freaking Lil Wayne to Big Crit to Logic to NF to Lil Lotus to Chase Coy to Green Day to All Time Low to Whitechapel. Like, it's all over the place. I mean, one thing you won't find in there is I'm not against country music, but if there's no country music in there. I appreciate country music. I like some older country music. I don't think country music should have auto-tune, but that is just me. I like La Bamba. I like, that's like pretty old. Like, the movie La Bamba really hit me as a kid. I like, so I like a lot of the stuff that Richie Valens did. I like, in that same category, I like, there's like a couple songs by the Big Bopper, and I forget the other guys that ended up dying with him on the plane. But so from that era, I growing up, I got my mom's side, which was pretty much it was more Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson. I got some Fleetwood Mac out of her. A lot of more poppier stuff that was played on more mainstream radios, considered my dad, who was like rock, and he was on 101 like he would always play 101.5 and Banana. I grew up with, just two different like world type of things. My mom was the DJ. My dad he played music, he liked it, but he never did anything, He wasn't musically inclined, really. I skated from the time I was about 10 years old till I was 14. And I've skated definitely not as much as I used to, but it was pretty much like the core of what I used to, like what I did as like active wise. It was a good passion.
Yeah, you were a skater before a rapper.
Yep, skated before a rapper. I love my fallen shoes. Still to this day, I wear Vans. I've always wore Vans. I like the low tops. Nowadays, like, yeah, I still wear Vans, but I'll wear polos. Like, the only shoes I'll ever wear if it's some flip-flops, some Vans, or some low-top polos. I go to the clearance rack. I don't spend a lot of money. I just get them cheap, whatever ones look decent.
Old school or new school hip hop?
I like definitely a mixture of both, but if it's hip hop in general, I'm gonna go with old school. There's more substance, more stories. It was realer. Most of the music was all actual instruments and stuff like that. It's not all digitalized and everything like that nowadays. Yeah, freestyle, with the homies and whatnot like that. I actually there's a few songs that, I'll put out that'll, if I'm off some stuff, if I like Xanax and I like Hennessy. So those are pretty much about the only things like I'll really indulge in. I'll smoke weeds, but it's pretty much what gets me going to freestyle.
You got freestyle fuel.
Yeah, I got a freestyle fuel for sure. You got more sauce with it. Like, it's definitely I don't know what they call swag,
yeah,
or whatever with it. It comes out more freer. You could write some lyrics and recite them, but sometimes it won't come out ever just like your freestyle would. Or even I'll sometimes get a first 4 bars started while I'm writing, and then like it gives you more of a topic. You have them 4 bar structure, so it's like you can freestyle and go off of that a lot more easier, than if you're just, if you don't have a topic to freestyle off of, what I mean.
Favorite visuals that you've made? You got any favorites?
My Falling Apart music video. I like my 24/7 music video with Jeff Skigh. I got one that's called Toy Story 4. I really like that one. Dead Inside with Jordan Bars. I have one that's called IOU featuring Jet, shot by Jarek HD. That one's coming out soon. That one's gonna be super fucking tight. Actually, that one could easily be one of my favorite videos because it was it was really directed more than any other music video I've ever done. Like a movie, a story playing in the background, and I've kind of been wanting to do that for a while now with the music video, just getting the right people to do it. When I started off doing music, I made music for people who are struggling and going through something in some sort of type of way, and I wanted to be I wanted to give them something, like be a voice for somebody else in a type of way, somebody that might not speak for themselves, you know what I'm saying? Just like my motto little thing that I was talking about, like the hard work pays off. Like the song was hard work pays off, but these 9-to-5s never pay enough. And it was kind of like, I'm making music for like the everyday individual that, goes to work on a regular day basis, that, has to deal with problems, you know what I'm saying, with bills, to family issues, to relationship issues, you know what I'm saying? You got kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it need be. Nowadays, I'm making music more for people going through breakups, people going through relationship problems, people who feel depressed a lot. I try to, I don't know, either uplift them in a way. Like sometimes, I mean, it just depends on the vibe of the song. Sometimes it's, I'm depressed and I'm happy I'm depressed about it, or, I'm staying this way, or, just depends on if I'm motivated and I'm feeling like I'm coming up out of a depression, but I seem to be depressed or under the weather a lot, so.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
nowadays.
Right.
Is it true that you work for the feds?
I do work for the feds. I am now a current employee at the Postal Service, United States Postal Service. So, yes, I do technically work for the fucking government. But fuck the government, but they're fucking cool because they allowed me to have face tattoos.
Yeah, that's true.
And deliver mail.
I didn't even think about the face tattoos, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of my biggest things at the interview. I was super shocked that they wanted to continue it and move it forward, and I was actually surprised how many interviews I was offered from the thing, so that was definitely pretty sweet.
Why has your sound changed so much over time? What do you think causes that?
I'd say it was, who I put myself around, or at one point it was more who I was trying to appeal to instead of more what I like to do. The first thing I ever put out, it was in high school, and I went by Captain Kid, and it was to a remix of Good Evening by Mac Miller.
We kind of already got on the collab with Joe. Is there a story behind the song, how it came together?
Yeah, it was really cool, you know what I'm saying? I wrote the beginning of it, and I had my verse done, and I really liked how I was sounding, and I really liked where it stood at that time, and I posted a little video on Instagram right after I did it, and probably a couple hours go by, and he messaged me, and he's like, dude, like, this is really dope, like, you should like let me get on this or something. I'm like, the part that I put out, it only had like 45 seconds to a minute of it, and that's about all I had at the time. And I'm like, shit, yeah, you could fill up the song. So we planned on that he's gonna come over and we're gonna break it down. And by the time he came over to, when we met up, I had a hook to it, and he's like, let me hear it or whatever, and I showed him it, and he digged it, and then he did a part, came up with his own part for the hook, and we put it together, and he came up with his verse, and then boom, it was pretty sweet. Like, he was the one that was breaking the girl's heart,
mm-hmm.
and I was the one that was getting my heart broke from the girl.
Yeah.
So it was like, it kind of worked out. There's two different feels for it.
Yeah, two different perspectives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One thing I couldn't live without. At one point it was just music. Nowadays it's my daughter. I can't imagine a day without her. I can't imagine, not having to worry about when I'm picking her up from somewhere. I have her majority of the time, so, now she's in school, so it's like, now it's super, like, on the go, like, always either having to figure out a babysitter for her, just whatnot. And, with school, so it's like, gotta drop her off, pick her up in the morning, and then, if I'm working, gotta figure out if, my mom or, somebody's gonna pick her up, and, don't got too many, options, so it's kind of like, gotta do what you gotta do. I'm really, really wanting to get my magazine company, Independent Grinders. I'm really wanting to get that push full force for 2020 with a team behind it, and dropping fully bi-monthly magazines every other month, and see how far we can get that going. I got my record label, Trill Kids Entertainment, and as well as it's a label, it's a clothing company that it was an idea that a buddy of mine and I had back in high school, my buddy Chad, and we talked about, he always he had a couple clothing line ideas, and so we had ours, and it was supposed to come in, it was supposed to happen years ago, and it never did. So I feel like now's the time that it really needs to. I want to, have a label, clothing company. I got the magazine, as well as I'm an artist myself. Just more visuals, gonna drop more visuals, gonna get a couple features that'll be hopefully, you know, catch a little bit more people's ears. Hard work pays off. That'll always be a thing. If you're not putting in the time, if you're not putting in the effort, you know what I'm saying, you'll pretty much, you get what you put into the world. So it's like if you really want something bad enough, you got to put your fucking all, you got to put your all for it. You got to really want it. You got to invest in yourself. You know, somebody told me one time that if you're not going to invest in yourself, who's going to take the time to invest into you? You know, somebody as a record label or, you know, an investor of some sort of type of way. If you have a plug on a studio, you know, take advantage of it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If you really want it, you know, you're spending more money on weed and liquor and having fun with your homies, you know what I'm saying, than you are putting in studio time. You're obviously showing, you know, what you want. CDs really aren't like too big of a thing anymore, but you know what I'm saying? There still are people out buying CDs, you know what I'm saying? If you can get, you know, get your music put on distribution sites like, you know, iTunes, Spotify, all them, you know, Google Play, whatever. Music videos. People love to see things. People love to see things that they don't see every day. So that's definitely a big thing. So give them, you know, a shock factor. You got to be entertainment. You know, people want to be interested in you. This has been 60 Seconds with Ruse.
Nope, this has been 60 Seconds with A Paps.
Oh yeah. This has been 60 Seconds with A Paps. Yeah.